Why should we play?
Why shouldn't we?
My name is Ivan Ostapenko, and I was an artist on a Play on Wheels project with Antics. Play on Wheels is basically a mobile play structure that we created out of a old 4-horse trailer that was all made with repurposed materials as much as possible. It was a community-oriented project, so it involved youth from the neighborhood.
This project's like, it's like an interactive play sculpture kind of thing, made from like salvaged materials and stuff people wanted to donate.
It was made by 4 artists and 8 youth, and the idea behind it was to use salvage material because it's being thrown out, but there's so much we can do with it.
This design is what we're trying to turn that into that. We took an old horse trailer, which looked like a haunted piece of metal that was used by an axe murderer in the early 1800s, and then we converted it into a beautiful playground that had like climbing wall and a trampoline floor, and like we took apart a piano and we like used it to make this magical machine that makes sounds.
My name is Joanne McDonald, and my role on Play on Wheels project was one of the lead artists. The way we built it was sculptural and intended to be interacted and played with.
My name's Lane Shorty, and I'm a visual artist on the project. You know, building a playground out of found material it's been something on my mind for a long time, and this was a great opportunity to get involved with something like that.
My name is Jenna. I am the youth worker on this project. The thing that really draws me towards Antics and the arts is that they can create projects that are just on such a more advanced level than I could ever create or ever hope to create for the youth.
You know, their input is super essential for us to build because they're the ones going to be playing on it. You know, our research was actually like working with the kids, and I think that's why this project was, you know, quite amazing and unique.
Something that exists.
Want to thank Joanne because her heart is so huge. She's always there, she's always teaching us new things and engaging the people who don't seem like they're overly engaged.
I really wanted to give back to the community and see what I could do to involve the youth and help the youth in a project like this.
So my role included doing some of the design work in collaboration with the other artists, as well as mentoring youth and walking them through the design and the build project, as well as kind of making sure that it got built on time.
Ivan always has a different perspective to look on things. It doesn't matter how sad something is, there's always a happy way to look at it. It doesn't matter how impossible something is, there's always a way to make it possible. And there's always an answer to every problem. There's always something in history that can help us in the future. And he's the type of person who makes that connection.
It's less about kind of what I want to do and more about like what I can use out of my knowledge database to apply to their project in a way.
It was amazing because I've never really worked with professional artists, and they were just such inspirations because they're following their dreams, and they were telling us about what they did and like who inspired them. Lane, for instance, uses scrap pieces, like he salvages scrap pieces to make his art, and that's like amazing and like environmentally friendly all at the same time.
Material as story coming from all over the place, and it's just a hodgepodge. It's like our, you know, our city It's just a big hodgepodge of people that have tons of different stories to tell, and you know, different ethnic backgrounds, and to me that's just a really great message to like be able to work with something that has like that's super diverse. It's an interactive playground for kids. The cool thing about it is that it travels. You know, it was ideally suited for the Beakerhead project, where we could, you know, build it off-site and then just transport it on-site, set it up in an hour or so, and have kids play on it.
Over the past few days, while it's been out at Beakerhead, I think one of the main things that I've really liked and enjoyed is chatting with teenagers about, hey, like, you know, other teenagers made this. And I don't think they really understand that this is possible until they actually see the playground play out. Yeah, and most of the kids I talked about were pretty blown away that this was made by 14 to 17-year-olds.
I know that some of them felt really empowered by the whole experience because they usually don't really get their opinions listened to.
I would hope that the long-term impacts of this project would be walking away with a sense of accomplishment and empowerment.
I love seeing youth learn something for the first time and feel like they're challenged by it and that they gain confidence because of it.
I just learned how to use like new power tools and like different materials and like working with metal and wood.
Do you guys want to tell me what you're working on?
The bouncing floor.
And how's it going?
It's so hard. I'm most proud of the trampoline thing we did because like we hand did all of that. We cut it by hand, we braided it by hand, we weaved it by hand, and at the end there was a lot of blood and frustration, but it turned out great.
One of the girls in particular loved the metalwork more than anything else and was quiet in any of the other situations, but when she was with me welding it, she gained a lot of confidence, I feel, to the point where she started school and went to her guidance counselor to kind of change some of her classes around to get into welding shop. So to me, that was all, that says it all, right?
That Antix really wants it to be tied to the community of Greater Forest Lawn. So that's a natural fit. If there is an organization or a school that wanted to take it on as their own, that would ultimately be kind of why we built it.
For places that, you know, don't have playgrounds, for schools that don't have playgrounds, for, you know, for people to rent.
Because I hope that we could take it around, like maybe one day we could take it to the children's hospital and like show it to the kids there. We could take it around to schools and hopefully it'll inspire a kid like, hey, it's okay to follow your dreams and imagination and see what you could create.
Maybe as artists we take it for granted that we get to play all the time, but seeing that in kids, like seeing that you know, maybe their perception of the world changes because they feel like the world isn't full of hurdles, that there's a lot of playfulness that happens. Kids are learning about art even though they see it as something else. Like they're learning what the possibilities, what the potential of art can be.
I like looking at the sculpture and seeing not only what everyone else can see, but feeling all the work that was put into it and being proud that, you know, despite all the hardships that came with it, all the things that we know people didn't agree upon, you still managed to come through, and this is what we get out of it. We get the memory, we get the experience.
I learned quite a lot of things from every single one of you, and those life lessons I'm gonna use in life for sure.
Thank you for your patience and for your kindness and being polite, even though we had no idea what we were doing when we started.
I just want to like thank them for letting me work on this project, and yeah, it was like a wonderful experience.
I want to say thank you to all of my fellow artists on this project.
It was super fun to work with everyone, with Antics, like an amazing organization that does some great things for the community.
Thank you to Antics for giving me the opportunity to try something new and exciting and to work with youth.
I want to thank Antics Community Arts for being out there to do projects like that.
Thank you to especially the kids, because I really learned a lot from them.
They influenced me as much as they might have been influenced.
Big thank you to all the youth for turning up every day and kind of bearing with us and trying new things out.
For them to show up and want to learn every day, that was just the most exciting thing, and that's what kept us going. So thanks a lot, everybody.
And thank you for inspiring me to follow art no matter how much anyone else might discourage me. Because creativity doesn't pay the bills. Creativity doesn't put the gas in your car or the food in your fridge. And so now I can use creativity hopefully to, well, it might not fill my fridge, but it can make someone's day or someone's life, or it could inspire something. And that's something that is priceless no matter what. Thank you.